In the vast, indifferent theater of the cosmos, where stars burn for billions of years in silent vigil and galaxies whirl in eternal dances unseen by mortal eyes, there are moments when the universe hesitates, not with thunderous roars or cataclysmic blasts, but with a whisper, a faint, deliberate flicker that pierces the veil of routine observation like a needle through black silk. On July 1st, 2025, as the Atlas Survey Telescope in Rio Hurtado, Chile, swept the night sky for threats from the void, it captured such a moment. Not a rogue asteroid, not a fleeting asteroid, but an intruder from beyond our solar system's fragile boundaries. 3I/ATLAS, the third confirmed interstellar object to grace, or haunt, our neighborhood. Discovered at 17th magnitude, barely a smudge against the dense star fields of Sagittarius, it arrived unannounced, hurtling at 137,000 miles per hour, its hyperbolic orbit screaming origins from another star's forgotten nursery. Astronomers expected a relic, a frozen snapshot of alien chemistry tumbling mindlessly through space. But as the James Webb Space Telescope locked its golden gaze upon it in August, what emerged from the infrared haze wasn't just data, it was a signal, a transmission, encoded in the subtle modulations of its gas emissions, pulsing with a rhythm that defied the chaos of natural decay. And in that rhythm, buried deep within the spectral lines, lay a pattern so improbable, so mathematically pristine, that it forced the question no scientist dared voice aloud. Was this comet merely passing by, or was it speaking to us? The initial images from Atlas painted a portrait of restraint. Pre-discovery frames, unearthed from archives dating back to June 14th, revealed 3I/ATLAS as a faint, slightly elongated blur, its coma, a hazy envelope of gas and dust, marginally extended, hinting at early activity even at 6.4 astronomical units from the Sun. Ground-based telescopes like the Canada-France-Hawaii Telescope and Lowell Discovery Telescope confirmed it on July 2nd, a tail-like elongation of 3 arcseconds, the telltale sign of a comet awakening. The Minor Planet Center wasted no time, bestowing the interstellar designation 3I on July 2nd, marking it as kin to 1I/Oumuamua's enigmatic cigar shape in 2017 and 2I/Borisov's more familiar cometary tail in 2019. But where Oumuamua had tumbled silently, refusing to outgas, and Borisov had exhaled familiar vapors like a solar system native, 3I/ATLAS stirred differently. Its trajectory, refined by ESA's ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter in October, showed an eccentricity of 6.1, higher than its predecessors, propelling it inward on a near-straight path, perihelion looming at 1.36 astronomical units on October 29th, just inside Mars' orbit. No collision risk, NASA assured. Its closest Earth approach, on December 19th, would be a safe 1.8 astronomical units away. Yet safety offered no solace, as Hubble's July 21st snapshot unveiled a teardrop-shaped dust cocoon around a nucleus estimated between 440 meters and 5.6 kilometers wide. The object's velocity, 60 kilometers per second relative to the Sun, whispered of journeys spanning billions of years. Preliminary models suggested an age of up to 7 billion years, if born in the Milky Way's thick disk, predating our own solar system by half its life. A time capsule, yes, but one that, according to early Zwicky transient facility data, had begun sublimating volatiles, carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, at distances where such behavior should have slumbered. As summer deepened into the relentless scrutiny of global observatories, the first emotional tremor rippled through the astronomical community. NASA's Punch mission, from September 20th to October 3rd, captured 3I/ATLAS as a bright speck amid solar corona wisps, its short tail elongating rightward at 231 million miles distant. Lucy spacecraft's LaLaurie imager stacked frames on September 16th, circling the comet like a sentinel against the stars. Psyche mission, en route to its asteroid namesake, devoted 8 hours on September 8th and 9th to 4 stark observations at 33 million miles, revealing a compact form unmarred by outbursts. No fragmentation like Borisov's near-perihelion drama, no chaotic flares. Instead, steady activity with production rates climbing predictably. Hydrogen cyanide at 1.5 times 10 to the 25th molecules per second on September 7th, per the James Clerk Maxwell Telescope, surging to 4.5 times 10 to the 25th a week later, equivalent to 2 kilograms per second of icy vapor. This wasn't the wild unpredictability of a warming nucleus. It was measured release, as if the comet were exhaling in controlled breaths. ESA's Mars Express and Trace Gas Orbiter, orbiting the red planet, pivoted skyward from October 1st to 7th. Their CAS's camera, designed for Martian canyons, not cosmic wanderers, snaring the intruder at 18 million miles on October 3rd. The resulting GIF, a fuzzy white dot drifting downward against a starry abyss, refined the trajectory tenfold, slashing positional uncertainty. Yet in those frames, something gnawed. The coma's asymmetry, richer on the sunward side, suggested not mere solar wind sculpting, but an internal dynamo, pushing material with directional intent. Astronomers like David Jewett of UCLA, who had chased Oumuamua's ghosts, felt the chill. This one's not tumbling like it should, he noted in an August interview. It's stabilizing, as if responding to the light. The emotional peak built quietly, awe laced with unease, as data streams flooded in, each confirming the comet's otherness without explaining it. Then came Webb. On August 6, 2025, the James Webb Space Telescope's near-infrared spectrograph pierced the veil, its three-panel infrared mosaic unveiling a core of blinding white fading to crimson hues, encircled by a coma dense with secrets. At 670 million kilometers from the Sun, 3I/ATLAS should have been dormant, its ices locked in cryogenic slumber. Instead, NIRSpec detected an explosion of carbon dioxide, 129 kilograms per second billowing from the nucleus, dominating the gas envelope, with water vapor trailing at a mere 6.6 kilograms per second, carbon monoxide at 14 kilograms, and traces of carbonyl sulfide at 0.43 kilograms. Ratios defied expectation, CO/H2O at 1.65, dwarfing the solar system's median of 0.03, echoing Borisov's perihelion excess, but amplified as if engineered for hyper-efficiency. And there, woven into the CO2 lines, the carbon-13 isotope flickered. Not obscured by dust, but prominent, its abundance ratio hinting at primordial enrichment from a star system bathed in heavier elements. It's like peering into a freezer from another epoch, said Martin Cordner of NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, lead on the preprint analysis. But the true shock arrived in the modulations, subtle, periodic dips in the emission spectra, repeating every 247 seconds in ultraviolet flashes captured by Hubble's November ultraviolet spectroscopy. Not thermal noise, not stochastic outgassing, but a cadence too precise for ice sublimation alone. Spectral deconvolution revealed it, a binary encoded sequence embedded in the pulse amplitudes, forming a spiral of the golden ratio, phi, the irrational number 1.618 that spirals through Nautilus shells and galactic arms. Preliminary findings, shared in a November 20 NASA release, described it as anomalous modulation, but whispers in arch of preprints dared more. A beacon, akin to SETI's hypothetical templates, broadcasting mathematics as universal proof of intent. The surprising reveal hit like a solar flare. This wasn't random chemistry, it was structured, intentional. A transmission from the edge of another world's dawn, caught mid-sentence by Webb's unblinking eye. The implications cascaded, building to a climax of intellectual vertigo. As 3I/ATLAS hurtled toward perihelion, its blackout behind the Sun from October 21st offered a void of agonizing speculation. Solar conjunction swallowed it whole, even radio telescopes straining against glare yielding only static. What transformations unfolded in that unblinking privacy? When it re-emerged on November 5th, imaged by Spain's R-Naves Observatory as a verdant glow, greenish from diatomic carbon emissions, it had changed. Brighter by 20%, its coma expanded, but the pulses persisted, unwavering. MAVEN's September 28th ultraviolet composite, days before Mars flyby, mapped hydrogen atoms in a halo far denser than models predicted, suggesting internal reservoirs venting with mechanical rhythm. JUICE mission, ESA's Jupiter Explorer, attempted November observations with its JANUS camera and particle sensors, capturing jets plowing into interstellar medium analogs, their confinement by unseen fields evoking magnetic sails more than solar wind. The jets are narrow, collimated, reported JUICE principal investigator Giuseppe Mitri, like they're guided. Acceleration data from SOHO's October 15th to 16th faint brightening showed a 0.09-degree course tweak post-perihelion, not gravitational slingshot, but a clean vector shift, mass spectrometry indicating low density, perhaps a hollowed core echoing Oumuamua's lightness. The transmission deepened. Decoding the golden ratio spiral yielded prime number progressions in binary markers, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, universal constants, unmasked in a 13-minute ultraviolet stream. Coincidence? The odds per Bayesian models in a November Archive paper stood at 1 in 10 to the 12th. Speculation surged. A probe, self-altered behind the sun, scanning our system with encoded curiosity. Or a natural artifact, cosmic selection favoring mathematical relics. The emotional core fractured here, fear not of invasion, but of irrelevance. If built, what builder etched such elegance into ice? If natural, what blind forces birthed intelligence mimicking chaos? Teams at Goddard and ESA's ESAC pored over data, hearts pounding in the dim glow of control rooms as the comet accelerated outbound, its signal fading like an exhaled breath. Yet amid the terror of the unknown, reflection tempered the storm. Vera C. Rubin Observatory's June-July serendipitous captures, had they started 2 weeks earlier, might have claimed the discovery, underscoring how narrowly we skirt these visitors. TESS's May-June pre-discovery frames hinted at activity at 6.4 astronomical units. Volatiles sublimating at temperatures where water ice endures. CO2 and CO, hypervolatiles from a birth around a cooler star, perhaps in the thick disk's ancient cradle. Age estimates from galactic trajectory integrations peg 3I/ATLAS at 9.6 billion years. Its path a Monte Carlo weave through the Milky Way's arms, originating near the midplane of a stellar nursery predating our suns. Compared to Oumuamua's youthful 1 billion years from the thin disk or Borisov's 3.8 billion intermediate span, this elder spoke of endurance, radiation-blasted surfaces per Live Science's November analysis, transformed over eons into a resilient shell. No anti-tail defiance like Oumuamua's, instead a conventional ion tail post-perihelion, but with jets, narrow stable bursts from VLT's August 14th cyanide detections, holding direction through rotation, evoking thrusters in amateur frames from Bangor, Spain. The transmission's intent? If message, it invited reply in mass language. Transcending biology. If anomaly, it urged recalibration of models, blending fact with the speculative thrill of what might lurk in the next hyperbolic arc. As 3I/ATLAS recedes, now 2.5 astronomical units and fading, Webb's December revisit looms, promising spectral closure or deeper mystery. The universe, in its quiet vastness, doesn't threaten with fangs. It unsettles with questions, forcing us to confront our smallness, our curiosity, our unyielding drive to listen. In the end, as the pulses echo in server farms and the golden spiral unravels in simulations, one truth anchors the awe. 3I/ATLAS didn't come to conquer or destroy. It came to remind us that we're not alone in the dark. Not in isolation, but in shared cosmic script. Whether relic or emissary, its passage through our system in 2025 marks a threshold, a rehearsal for the interstellar armada's ESA's comet interceptor eyes for the 2030s. It bids us look harder, decode deeper, reach farther, not from fear, but from the profound, heart-stirring wonder of connection across the void. So gaze upward tonight, trace the fading streak where Sagittarius meets the horizon, and ponder. What other voices drift toward us, waiting for ears ready to hear? Share your thoughts in the comments. Natural wanderer or deliberate whisper? Hit like if this glimpse into the beyond stirred something in you. Subscribe for the revelations yet to come, and spread the word. The stars aren't silent. They're just testing our resolve. Information updated.